Hey guys, how's everybody doing today?
Great.
Great, good. Fausto's on task, on fire. We've had our coffee, hopefully. We'll see. We got advanced sight reading week number 1 of Flute Pro Series. Hope you're making tons of progress at home. We like you to work hard. We're focusing on live transposition, not dead transposition. No, we're doing it live. That means as you're actually reading the part, people, you are transposing on the fly. We're focusing on transposing while you are reading the music, so always be aware of where you are all the time, and you have to be ready to take in new information so your brain can process it ahead of time. What does that mean? You're looking ahead. Our main focus, of course, for flute is transposing octaves. So you're going to be seeing 8VA, 8VB, over and under the parts. Relax, always look ahead, always apply your best fundamentals. So what are we talking about with best fundamentals? Core sound, man. What'd you learn there? Fundamental technique. How are you doing in the technical aspect of your playing? Dynamic scales and phrasing. We're thinking about all of those things at the same time, right? While we are doing advanced sight reading. So, turn your eyes, your ears, and your brain on right now, man, because you need all of them to transpose and sight read. So you're sight reading and you're transposing. Oh my goodness. You can do it though, no worries. They got this back here too. They're going to throw it down for you. Apply your best blending and matching skills. So make sure right now that your TV volume is up loud enough and that you can hear yourself fit into this, but we really want you to hear all of this so you can match and blend at the same time. Remember to always shape the line, so we're talking about phrases still, and blow across the bar lines. You still want to show the sophistication of your musicianship. Guess what? No pause, no back. You plunge straight through. You may not do any of these until you're done with all of them, and then feel free to come back and mess with whatever you want. We're going to roll right into a little warm-up. Here we go. Ready, guys? 1, 2, and... They're thinking about releases, they're thinking about blending, balancing the whole time. Are you at home trying to make sure that your sound fits into what you're hearing? You're trying to emulate the quality of the sound because it's so good, and you're also trying to match pitch. Okay, before we roll on and plunge into live transposition, I gotta tell you who we got here today because they're so cool. All the way on your right, bang. We got Maria del Valle. How are you doing, my dear?
Good, how are you?
Doing well. She's thrown down Flute 4 for us today so well, I might add, from the University of Florida. Well, not from there, but there currently. Rising junior, right?
Yes.
Yes, she's a music education major. She's going to educate the youth of America, which will be very, very fun for her. Thanks for coming. We love you. We got on Flute 3, Mandy Zemansky. How are you, my dear?
Good, thank you.
Good. You're about to start at UCF, as I recall. She's going to be hospitality. She's going to be flute performance, right? So she's doing 2 things. That means she's going to be an event planner that plays flute at the wedding she plans for. How cool is that? Double gig. And yeah, that'll be fun. So she's throwing Flute 3, doing a great job. We're super happy to have you. Thanks for coming. And we got on 2, on the deuce. How are you?
How are you?
Good. I'm doing well. This is my good buddy, Larissa Husband. We go back many years, as I recall. She is super cool. She is doing the nursing thing at Seminole Community College, right?
Yeah.
And hanging well with that, and we love her. And has played flute for a really long time, and I just love how she plays, so you have to listen to her and listen very carefully because her sound is so nice. We love it. Thanks for coming. We like you. And then we got the man, Dr. Fausto Miro, who is like, you know, DDS, MD, PhD, LCD, plasma, rear projection. So many titles for this guy. I mean, you just love him. How are you doing, man?
Awesome.
And he's got the response, man. Awesome, yeah. Playing so well. Listen to his line all the way through this, even as he's transposing and thinking about everything on the page. He's making beautiful music, beautiful phrases, and we love that. So he's at USF, vocal performance guy, flute performance guy. You're gonna come back for Vocal Pro Series, right, man?
Yep.
You're gonna sing. He's a singer too. All right, thanks for coming. We love you. All right, so we're on to exercise A. Check it out. Look ahead right now, peeps. There's an indicator for agitato and 8VA. agitato, which means what? What does it sound like? Agitated, and that's right. So we have some tension in the pulse, right? And tension in the tempo, in the style. We got 8 VA, so we're taking all this up, boop, an octave. Pay close attention to the slur groupings as well, and look how they change in measure 4. See measure 4 there? Okay, execute the different articulations as well. Check for some accidentals so that you can pop those up and know the different fingerings in the different octave if there are any. And play very confidently. Okay, we want you to also focus on your finger placement in measure 5. It might be a little tough. Hey, Fausto, you want to show us that real quick for the people? Cool, man. Yeah, so he is knocking that out pretty well. It's funny little awkward fingering we want you to look at. Be ready for. Here's A. Pop it up. Let's go. Ready, guys? And 1, 2, and. Very nice, guys. You notice that accent on the end, they pop that right out with some weight on the front, a little decay, but the tenuto as well they executed. So they filled the note, or rather the beat, the pulse, full of the note, but was off of it before the 2 began. Really important skill. How'd you do on the transposition? Were you doing well? Was it fairly easy to knock it up that octave? Think about that. Exercise B, we got 8 VA again, and dolce. We've talked about dolce before. What we want here is gentle and sweet. Sweet like the ice cream. Sweet like dolce. Yeah. This one isn't too hard. So really focus on conveying the music. So look ahead and find what phrases you can do, etc. We want you to breathe with us on 4. Be careful on the breath. Tank up and have tons to support with. Here we go. Let's punch. Okay, guys. Ready? Here we are on B. Oh, wait. Check that G to G octave too. You see that there? We want the same quality of sound. Remember to darken that so that it doesn't sound super bright as you leap through that octave, and really try to match pitch between your octaves. Hear the leap. Here we go. And 2. Ready, B. Guys, they're sounding great. What are you thinking about while you're doing this? How have you been doing? How was that pop-up of the octave? Was it cool? Pretty easy? Cool, we like that. Always be thinking about making sure that, okay, I'm doing fine on the octave leap. How is my pitch as I'm moving across the levels? That's why we talked about that G to G. Now we're reading here. Yeah, we're focusing on sight reading, but what are we really doing? We're trying to compile all our toolbox, right? Use all our skills, all of our sets of abilities as we read, because that's what's going to separate us as musicians. Okay, we got octave transposition down. You're going to see an 8 VB indication here. We're going to go a little higher than you would normally see a composer write for 8 VB. The reason we're doing that, why, is so that you can kind of break into the skill, see things a little high and move them so you're not taking them so low. Do you know what I mean? So low. So it also says legato. We want you to use very connected, blow through the notes. Make sure you have a da tongue, that nice legato flute da tongue. Okay, check out the subito pianos. You see those? Now we want you to musically, nothing's indicated here, but we want you to musically kind of give a little push to the measure right before the subito pianos in terms of dynamic. Why? It's going to give that subito piano someplace to go so that you're not already too soft and you only go to here. Instead, you kind of push it just a little bit. That's sophistication. There's nothing marked, but you know to blow more, to make more of a dynamic change, so then when you come to the subito piano, it sounds like a subito piano. Imagine. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Here's exercise A. And 1, 2, and. Guys, nice release, great legato sound. See how they added some shape where there's nothing indicated. They did that to add sophistication because they could go along playing mezzo piano most of that time, right? And then get to subito piano, it just means nothing. I mean, you can't really tell that there's much change, so they put a little push, and then that subito piano really sounded sophisticated, went away. Oh, there's some contrast there. Exaggerate that, helps out a lot with your musicianship. Okay, we're on to exercise B. There's an 8VB indication here, and espresso, and that ain't espresso, friends, although it would be nice to have some right now, that is for sure. But espresso means espressivo, so we're talking about being really expressive, putting some passion, some shimmer in the music. We love that. Okay, find that B double flat. Ooh, what is that? Scary. It's an enharmonic 2. That's right, A natural. You're so smart. I knew you knew that before I said it. Okay, play with a really great wide dynamic range, so find some louds that are really strong, right? And some softs that are in high contrast to that. Here's exercise B. Let's go. Ready, 1, 2, and. Guys, lovely shaping all the way through there. They're listening to each other, matching pitch so closely. We see con brio, and we're switching to cantabile. Con brio, with brightness, with liveliness, with some energy, right? And switch to cantabile, so that is very song-like, singing, cantabile, from cantare, which is Italian for to sing, right? Show these different styles, really, really important. So we got the first 4 measures that you see, 8VA. See that? Then, loco, that don't mean crazy, man, although I am. In measure 5, you see that? It means to switch back to the written notes. Then you got 8VB in measure 7. Woo! So we're piling it all on you, piling it together. You got reading, you got transposing, you got loco, I'm loco. Show all of the different dynamic indications and separate yourself as a great musician all the time. So we want contrast. Here we go. I'm not going to tell you which letter it is because it's the only one. Here we go. 1, 2, ready. Very nice, guys. Super phrasing, man. They're using all the styles, switching between that staccato, light, bouncy style and that legato style. How are you doing on the transposition? Hope you did well with that as well. It's a crucial skill, man. To all musicians, you have to have it as a skill. You always want to take your sight reading to the next level, and doing things on top of reading, like transposing, is one of the ways to do that, right? It will only propel you forward as a flutist and as a musician. And you want to always be aware, sight reading is not just reading, it's using all of your skill set together, taking all of your abilities and trying to convey every aspect of your musicality as much as possible. We had fun. Hope you did too. Work hard. We'll see you next week for advanced sight reading number 2. Take care. Do the right arm. See you. Bye. Woo! Bye, guys. Fantastic.